Many people misunderstand self-discipline and assume it means restriction, harsh control, or denying oneself joy. In reality, self-discipline is about intelligent choice. It is the ability to pause, think, and act in alignment with long-term goals rather than short-term comfort. It is choosing what you want most over what you want now. This kind of control is not limiting, it is empowering. When individuals discipline their actions, they gain authority over their lives instead of surrendering it to impulses and emotions. Every human being lives by some form of discipline already. The difference lies in its direction. Some are disciplined in habits that weaken them, such as procrastination, distraction, or inconsistency. Others intentionally practice habits that strengthen their mind, character, and skills. Over time, whatever is practiced daily becomes a lifestyle. Self-discipline allows a person to consciously choose habits that lead to growth rather than drift. Education teaches knowledge, but self-discipline teaches application. Knowing what to do is not enough. The ability to do it consistently is what creates progress. A person may understand the value of learning, health, or personal development, yet without discipline, that understanding remains theoretical. Discipline transforms knowledge into action and action into results. Self-discipline also builds inner strength. Each time a person follows through on a commitment, no matter how small, they reinforce trust in themselves. This self-trust grows into confidence, and confidence fuels further action. Over time, disciplined individuals no longer rely on external motivation because they have developed internal control. They act because they have decided to act, not because they feel inspired in the moment. Most importantly, self-discipline places life back into one's own hands. Instead of reacting to circumstances, people begin responding with intention. Instead of being controlled by habits, they become architects of them. When self-discipline becomes a way of life, progress becomes predictable, growth becomes sustainable, and success becomes a natural outcome rather than a distant hope. In mastering self-discipline, individuals do not lose freedom. They gain direction, purpose, and the power to shape their future deliberately. Expand the keynote to don't add heading and speaker name up to 500 words. Personal responsibility is the starting point of all meaningful change. The moment an individual accepts full ownership of their life, they move from being a passive observer to an active creator. As long as responsibility is placed on circumstances, other people, or past experiences, growth remains limited. Blame may offer temporary comfort, but it also removes control. Responsibility, on the other hand, is demanding, but it is empowering. Many people wait for conditions to improve before they improve themselves. They wait for the right time, the right support, or the right opportunity. Yet progress rarely begins with perfect conditions. It begins with a decision to take responsibility regardless of the situation. This decision shifts the focus from what cannot be controlled to what can be influenced: attitudes, habits, effort, and choices. When individuals realize this, they reclaim their power. Taking responsibility does not mean denying difficulties or pretending challenges do not exist. It means acknowledging reality without using it as an excuse. Life will always present obstacles, unfair moments, and unexpected setbacks. Responsible individuals do not waste energy complaining about these realities. They ask better questions. What can I learn from this? What action can I take now? How can I improve my response? These questions move a person forward while blame keeps them stuck. Responsibility also brings clarity. When individuals accept that their results are connected to their actions, they begin to see patterns in their lives. Poor outcomes are no longer mysteries, and success is no longer random. This clarity allows for adjustment. Habits can be changed, skills can be developed, and strategies can be refined. Growth becomes intentional rather than accidental. Self-discipline strengthens responsibility by creating consistency. It is easy to accept responsibility in words. It is harder to practice it daily. Discipline ensures follow through. It means doing the necessary work, even when no one is watching and even when progress feels slow. Through disciplined action, responsibility turns into reliability, and reliability builds character. As responsibility becomes a habit, confidence grows naturally. Individuals no longer depend on external validation because they know they are doing what must be done. They become trustworthy to themselves, and this inner trust becomes a source of stability. Over time, responsible people earn respect not by demanding it, but by demonstrating it through consistent behavior. Ultimately, personal responsibility is the gateway to freedom. When individuals stop blaming and start owning their choices, they gain control over their direction. They may not control every event, but they can control their response to every event. In that control lies growth, resilience, and the ability to build a life of purpose and progress. Great achievements are rarely the result of a single dramatic effort. They are built through small, consistent actions repeated over time. This principle is simple, yet often underestimated. People tend to overvalue what can be done in a day and undervalue what can be accomplished in a year. Self-discipline bridges this gap by turning small efforts into powerful long-term results. Every habit, no matter how minor it seems, carries direction. A few minutes of focused learning each day gradually sharpens the mind. A small daily improvement in skill quietly builds expertise. Saving a modest amount regularly creates financial stability. These actions may feel insignificant in the moment, but when practiced consistently, they compound. Over time, the accumulation of small disciplines creates a level of progress that appears extraordinary to others. Consistency matters more than intensity. A person who acts with moderate effort every day will eventually surpass someone who acts with great effort only occasionally. Discipline removes reliance on mood and motivation and replaces it with routine. When action becomes a habit, progress continues even on days when enthusiasm is low. This steady approach reduces burnout and builds endurance, making growth sustainable. Small disciplines also reduce overwhelm. Large goals can feel intimidating and often lead to procrastination. Breaking them down into manageable daily actions makes progress approachable. Instead of focusing on the size of the destination, disciplined individuals focus on the next step. This mindset keeps momentum alive and prevents discouragement. Over time, consistent discipline reshapes identity. When individuals repeatedly show up for themselves, they begin to see themselves differently. They no longer identify as someone who tries, but as someone who follows through. This shift in self-perception strengthens confidence and reinforces positive behavior. What once required effort becomes natural. It is important to understand that small negative habits also compound. Inconsistency, delay, and neglect may seem harmless at first, but over time they produce regret. Discipline works in both directions. It can either build or destroy. Awareness of this reality encourages intentional choices, even in the smallest actions. Patience is essential in this process. Results may not appear immediately, but discipline teaches trust in the process. Growth is happening even when it is not visible. Those who persist long enough eventually reach a tipping point where effort produces noticeable rewards. Ultimately, success is not about sudden breakthroughs. It is about faithful commitment to daily improvement. When small disciplines are practiced with consistency, they create momentum, strength, and results that endure. Expand the Keynote 4, don't add heading and speaker name up to 500 words. Self-discipline is often misunderstood as something that restricts life, yet in reality it is the source of true freedom. Without discipline, individuals live at the mercy of impulses, distractions, and emotions. Time slips away, energy is scattered, and opportunities are missed. Discipline brings order, and with order comes control. When a person gains control over their actions, they gain control over their direction. Freedom is not the absence of structure, it is the presence of choice. Discipline creates the ability to choose intentionally rather than react impulsively. A disciplined mind can focus without being constantly pulled by noise. A disciplined schedule allows time for what truly matters instead of being consumed by urgency. A disciplined approach to finances reduces stress and creates options. In each area, discipline removes chaos and replaces it with clarity. Self-discipline also builds inner strength. When individuals consistently do what needs to be done, even when it is uncomfortable, they develop resilience. This resilience becomes confidence, the quiet assurance that challenges can be handled. Instead of fearing difficulty, disciplined individuals face it with preparation and composure. They trust themselves because they have proven their reliability through action. Control over time is one of the greatest freedoms discipline provides. Time once lost cannot be recovered. Discipline teaches prioritization, placing important tasks above merely urgent ones. By managing time with intention, individuals create space for learning, growth, relationships, and rest. Life becomes more balanced, not busier. Discipline also protects energy. Constant decision-making, distractions, and poor habits drain mental and physical strength. Through routine and standards, discipline conserves energy for meaningful work. This allows individuals to perform at a higher level without constant exhaustion. Perhaps most importantly, discipline prevents regret. Many of life's greatest disappointments come not from failure, but from neglect, what was not done, skills not developed, chances not taken. Discipline ensures steady progress, reducing the likelihood of looking back with disappointment. It replaces wishful thinking with purposeful action. Over time, disciplined individuals experience a deeper sense of peace. They are not constantly rushing to catch up or recover from poor choices. Their lives are guided by intention rather than impulse. This stability creates confidence and clarity about the future. In the end, self-discipline is not about limiting life. It is about designing it. It provides the structure that allows purpose to thrive and freedom to expand. Through discipline, individuals gain the ability to live with direction, confidence, and lasting fulfillment. Lasting self-discipline is sustained not by perfection, but by consistency and the willingness to continue after failure. Many people believe discipline means never slipping, never missing a day, and never making mistakes. This belief often leads to discouragement because mistakes are a natural part of growth. True discipline is not about avoiding failure. It is about refusing to quit. Every person, no matter how committed, will face moments of weakness. There will be days when energy is low, focus is scattered, or progress feels slow. In these moments, discipline is tested. What separates those who grow from those who stall is not the absence of setbacks, but the response to them. Disciplined individuals acknowledge the mistake, learn from it, and return to their standards without excessive self-criticism. Consistency builds strength because it creates momentum. Missing once is an event, quitting is a decision. When individuals allow one setback to turn into abandonment, discipline weakens. But when they treat failure as feedback, discipline matures. Each recovery strengthens resilience and reinforces the habit of persistence. Self-discipline also evolves with self-awareness. As individuals grow, their strategies improve. What did not work before can be adjusted. Discipline is not rigid, it is adaptable. It requires honesty, recognizing personal limits, understanding triggers, and designing systems that support success. This awareness turns discipline from a struggle into a structured process. Over time, consistent effort shapes identity. People begin to see themselves as individuals who show up, who finish what they start, and who keep moving forward despite difficulty. This identity becomes self-reinforcing. Actions support belief, and belief strengthens action. Discipline then becomes less about force and more about alignment with who one believes they are. Patience plays a crucial role in this process. Results often lag behind effort, and this delay can test commitment. Discipline teaches trust in the process. Progress is happening even when it is not immediately visible. Those who remain consistent long enough eventually experience breakthroughs that others mistake for luck. Most importantly, discipline anchored in persistence creates self-respect. Each time an individual recommits after a setback, they affirm their worth and capability. This self-respect becomes a powerful internal motivator, stronger than external pressure or praise. In the long run, it is not intensity that defines success, but the ability to continue. Discipline grows through steady effort, honest reflection, and persistent action. When consistency becomes a habit and quitting is no longer an option, self-discipline transforms from a challenge into a defining strength. Self-discipline is not a single act, but a way of living that shapes every area of life. It begins with awareness, grows through responsibility, strengthens with consistency, and endures through persistence. When individuals learn to direct their actions instead of reacting to circumstances, they move from wishing for change to creating it. Through discipline, knowledge turns into action, effort turns into progress, and intention turns into results. Small daily choices made with purpose quietly build confidence, character, and capability. Even setbacks become valuable lessons rather than stopping points because discipline teaches resilience and the ability to continue. Ultimately, mastering self-discipline means mastering oneself. It provides clarity in decision-making, stability in uncertain moments, and freedom through control. Those who commit to disciplined living do not rely on luck or motivation. They rely on standards, consistency, and self-respect. In doing so, they build a life guided by purpose, strengthened by growth, and defined by lasting achievement.